Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Rod here from Jetboard Australia. We've got something cool going on today. We've had a customer just purchase a brand new Radden electric jetboard. This one is the Export model, which is the entry-level model electric. So we're going to unpack it, go through what's inside, show you the features and benefits of this style of board, and get it ready for the customer. All right, let's get her open. Okay, so that's the top of the box. So this particular board, as I mentioned, is the Export board, which, as you see behind me, this is the range of Radden boards we have. This is the Export, which is the entry-level board that they produce. It's a very easy board to ride, nice and flat and stable. Anyone can learn to ride one of these boards, 10 or 15 minutes. Very, very simple. Then from there, as you see behind me here, these are the two intermediate boards. They come in different colors. So this is the free ride board. So the idea with the free ride board is it's the middle of the road board. So you start with the Export, then the free ride has a little bit more rocker underneath, a little bit more lean turn, but still has a lot of stability. So it's a good all-rounder. And then from there we jump into what we call the Carve, and the Carve is our extreme board, very much like surfboard sort of handling, big rocker in the back end. Really hard turning and carving board. And again, this board comes in the two colors as well. So that's the Radden range. As we said, this one's the Export. So what I'll do, I'll just move the camera around. We'll have a look what's in the box and go through all the ins and outs. Okay, we got the lid off there. Let's get in and check it all out. So this is where all the cool stuff is. So boom, there you go, brand new Radden Export board. So obviously it comes complete, board, battery, all your instructions. Has your little bag here with all your bits and bobs, controls and bits you'll need for the board. So we'll go through that first. So of course, we have your owner's manual, pretty straightforward. Then in here, you have your two SCS fins, which are standard in the industry these days. They obviously clip into the back of the board. This particular board has two positions, further forward, further back, depending on how you want the board to handle. So they're easy to fit, and we can show you that a little later. So also in here we have the lanyard or leg rope, as we want to call it, which obviously goes down here on there. That's on your leg, and of course, as you fall off, boom, stops the board. Pretty straightforward. So that lives there. Then we'll have the control in here, the hand control. So basically what that is a Bluetooth hand controller and a cordless charging disc, which you see, same for mobile phones, that sort of stuff, that and your standard USB lead, which you plug into your computer or your USB, whatever works. So that's it there. And the hand controller, it's very unique, the Radden hand controller. A lot of people sort of think you should use it and hold it like that, but the best thing for the Radden ones, on the way they're designed, is they're designed so you can swim in it. So the idea is to hold it in your hand like that. Obviously, we have the wrist lanyard on like that, and then you hold the control like that, and you can operate the control, and also, if you need to, you can swim. So that's the idea behind that. So yeah. They're very cool. So we'll stick that back in there for now. Everything, as you see, beautiful quality stuff. The Swedish guys do a beautiful job. And to be honest with you, I think that's the best quality electric board on the market. The other thing you see here now is your little flusher. This is a unique little bottle. So basically what you do, you fill out full of water. In the very rear of the board, and I can show you that a little later, there's a little clip. That clips on, and you squeeze that, forces water through the electric motor. Obviously these have seawater cooling the electric motor, and also the battery is cooled as well. But this runs through the electric motor, through all its systems, and flushes all the salt water out, so it doesn't corrode up inside the water jacket. So that's what that's all about. So that's pretty much what's in the bag there. Okay, so next thing in the box we've got here is the charger. So in here we have the charger with a little charger manual, tells you all about it. And of course they're full of foam. There, and then here we are, here's our multi-charger. So the way these chargers work, so basically this is 3 chargers in one. So it's your fast charger, your slow charger, and it's also a charger designed to run on an inverter as well. So when the charger is on, and I'll show you a little bit of footage of this shortly, it defaults to the slow charger. You press the button once, it goes to fast charger. Press it one more time and it goes to a charging mode designed to run off inverters. So if you've got, you're running off a caravan or a boat or something like that, that's the idea behind that. So that's the multi-charger there. What we do have to do here in Australia is they come with a bunch of European plugs, which are no good to anybody. So we ditch them and we put a good Aussie plug in there for the owner. So that's one of the reasons why we get into the box and do that, so we can put that in there. So that's how the charger is. So we'll put that back into here now with the new cord. Okay, we've got that charger all packed up, ready to go again. So next thing, I'll just go through just quickly, is Radden obviously give you some information on obviously how to get the battery out and how to set the board up. So the way they package these is the battery sits in position, but it's sitting on some little posts in here. So when you receive one of these yourself, undo the clips, like this, boom, boom, boom. We lift out the battery like that. I'll put it down here out of the way. The battery has a connector cover, which is sitting there. Also, there's a connector cover here for the board. Make sure they stay on the whole time. That keeps all the moisture and corrosion out of there. And obviously, if you want to do a little bit of maintenance on these, give them a blowout with some compressed air and put some dielectric grease on it. It's the best tip, and it's one of the biggest maintenance things with electric boards is there. We remove a little bit of foam that obviously separates the battery from the board. All the safety information's in there. And if you're looking for the VIN number of the board, it's actually there. And it's also marked on the rear corner, left or right hand side of the board as well. So that's cool. So you might need a pair of pliers just under these. These are often tight. Just twist them. They just lift out of place. They're just little storage pins. So remove those like that. Remove the connector. Put that all out of the way. And then your battery can be dropped into place. So we just put it down there like that. So when you're fitting the battery, make sure you put it in square. Give it a good push down like that, and then lock each of the clips in place. Boom. Just got to push it down a little bit harder. One on the front. Now, you will notice when you push that battery in, you'll hear the solenoid in the battery click, which means it's engaged to the board. So that's all set up, ready to go there. The next step from there is basically onboarding or setting the board up with a Radden mobile phone app. Now, I've obviously just put that battery in for demonstration purposes. Before you do this, when you get the board new, make sure you charge the battery full before you start. The batteries are in a special transport mode when they come in the box at about 30 or less % charge. So fully charge the battery before you put it in. And then what you've got here is your complete instructions on how to go with it. Put the battery in, go to the Radden app, which is just the app store. It's both on Apple and Android, no stress there. Unlock the board. And all the new boards now are what we call wide open. There was some boards that you could buy early days where you had a battery size that was smaller and a jet unit that was basically detuned, and you had to pay extra to get that. All the Australian boards, we've landed these all with the long range battery and the Pro Series software for the jet pump. So gives you maximum power. And while we talk about that, obviously in the Radden app as well, you can adjust the speed and power output of this board in 3 positions. So easy, intermediate, and then of course Pro settings. That's all done by the app, and we can go through that a little later. So then from there, you put on the lanyard, hit the remote, and obviously whilst you're charging the battery, charge the remote, and we can look at how that's done a little later as well. And basically it all syncs up together, and then boom, away she goes. Very simple. Radden have some beautiful software, easy to use. They also have some information that goes back to base. So if you have any problems with the board and it's probably logged on and your GPS functions are working, they can actually track the board and do some fault finding, that sort of stuff there. But I'm finding they're super reliable, so that's generally not the case. So that's the basis of that. We're going to get the rest of it all tidied up for him, put the battery back into the position so he can travel, and send it off to the customer. Appreciate your time today again, and I hope this has been helpful, and we'll see you next time on the channel. Bye now.